What's up, everyone? So I just got done doing a crazy back routine with some biceps. So I went to Freebird's, which is like a burrito taco type of place, kind of similar to Chipotle. I'm in bulk mode, so I am trying their super monster burrito. This thing measured out at like 2.8 pounds. I got white rice, wheat tortilla, 2 big wheat tortillas, about 2 cups of white rice, 2 cups of black beans, 2 cups of grilled chicken, some cheese. This is my post-workout. I mean, we're looking at anywhere between 1,300 and 1,800 calories is what it calculates to. So I'm going to try to consume this thing. You know, I always tell people, I'm like, if you're going to go big, you're going to try to build, you got to eat a lot of calories and a lot of food. So, monstrous. I already took 1 bite, but it's really good. If you're trying to build and lift heavy weight, you got to eat big too. Alright, so we're going to try to throw this thing down. I'm going to speed this thing up for you so you guys don't have to sit through me eating for 10 minutes, but let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, you get some fluid. Alright, so I'm about halfway done. This thing is very difficult to eat because it starts tearing apart. But I got about halfway. We'll see if I can consume it all. I've already thrown down about 750 calories or so, so I'm feeling pretty full, but we'll see what we can do. Hey, get away! No! My cat is going to try to get in front of the camera. You got to stay away. So the burrito is starting to tear apart, so I got to get a spoon, eat the rest of this. At least the stuff that fell out. It's very messy, as you can see. I get food all over my face, falling all over the place, but it's good. Very filling. If you want to build muscle, you got to eat a lot of food. So right now, I'm about 220. After this, I'll be about 222. But I'm about 220 in the morning. I don't really have any major goals. I'm done competing. I won the WDFF World Muscle Model Championship in 2011. So now, you know, my whole focus is you know, just becoming even more educated with the body and transforming others with Hitchfit. So I work with so many different types of people. You know, from people that need to lose weight to people that are trying to build muscle or gain weight, to the hard gainers, you know, people that you know, are gluten-free and vegetarians, post pregnancy, competition prep, you know, people that have limitations, that may only have you know, 1 leg or 1 arm. I mean, we work with so many different people. We just hit our 72nd country. Globally, online. You can check us out at hitchfit.com, but you know, it's been amazing. I love waking up and just being able to help as many people as I possibly can. You know, but I want them to see too that not everybody eats the same way to achieve, you know, their goals. Where in, you know, in my situation, it wasn't so much about listening and reading magazines or what I saw on the internet. It was about really figuring out what was best for my body with my specific goals. You know, and so, you know, I had to go in and really calculate and figure out how many calories to consume, how to train, you know, what worked, what didn't, and you know, and I figured out that formula for myself. But what we do is, you know, we worked with just thousands of people over a 12-year period here, and you know, every walk of life we pretty much worked with. You know, we started with a girl over in India, and all she had was a bag of sand and a horse, and she wanted to use those two things within her program. We ended up telling her that she needed to figure out, you know, find some dumbbells and some sort of box or bench that we could use for some exercises. But she wanted to use her horse. She wanted to horseback ride, and then, you know, running by her horse, whatever, you know. So we put it in, you know, and that's a cool thing about what we do, is we do everything custom. So those builders out there, those guys, those girls trying to put on massive weight, like, I'm gonna feed you and I'm gonna train you really, really hard and heavy. We're gonna, you know, you'll put some fat weight on, and you know, but I do it for the most part. I do it really, really clean, and you know, and we can put some legit muscle mass on, you know, in a short amount of time. I just finished with a female, and females have 1/5 the amount of testosterone on average than a guy does, and I just helped her put on about 5.5, 6 pounds of lean muscle in 3 months. For a female, that's very, very good. So now we'll go back in and we'll cut her down, and she's going to look absolutely phenomenal. A huge misconception that you may hear with building and cutting is people say, I want to get big and ripped at the same time. Like, it's not possible. The diets, the training, the cardio, you know, I mean, it's not possible to gain large amounts of muscle and lose large amounts of fat at the same time, you know. So you need to really focus on one or the other. Building, I mean, look at pro bodybuilders, for instance, you know, natural, unnatural, doesn't matter. They're going through an off season to try to gain muscle, and then they go through their on season when they're getting prepped for a show, and they're eating much more tight. Their cardio is higher, their training is more intense. And so, you know, you got to keep that, and that applies to pretty much any walk of life. If visual goals are your number one goal, you know, so you got to eat and you got to train specific to your goals. All right, we're almost done with this thing. I'm starting to feel like man versus food right now. I'm like at the point of, this is where you get, when you're bulking, you just have to almost force feed yourself. In most people's minds, this seems so crazy. They're like, you're force feeding yourself, blah, blah, blah. But in our world, our goal is building and getting bigger. And so, you know, it's about consuming more and more and more calories and training and whatnot, and you know, and then the aspects of health on it too. You know, I make sure that my internal health is good, and I'm doing everything that I can on the internal side to make sure that I'm getting all my nutrients and whatnot. But when you have, you know, more lean muscle, your body is needing more fuel. It's like going from a Pinto to a Ferrari or a hot rod. You know, it needs higher grade fuel. It needs a lot more fuel to go from A to B. All right, so I finished the Super Monster Burrito from Freebirds. That was no joke. That's a big burrito. We're talking 2.79 pounds, 2.8 pounds of burrito. That's madness. I'm full. I'm really full. Almost down to 32-ounce Powerade Zero too. But I had a heavy workout. My body was really hungry, so I did what I had to do to feel. So I'll leave you guys with, when you're trying to build, make sure that you're consuming more than you're burning. Now, with hard gainers, you can eat quite a bit more than an endomorph or an ectomorph. If you guys don't know what an ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph is, go on Google. Just Google it. All it is body types. You got that skinny girl, that skinny guy that no matter what they eat, they don't gain weight. You have the endomorph, which is, they look at a French fry and they gain weight. And the mesomorph is that in-between body that can lean down pretty quickly, but also can add muscle really quickly too. Those mesomorphs typically have the best bodies on the planet. So, being a natural ectomorph, I just had troubles my whole life gaining weight, gaining muscle, gaining size, gaining strength. I was always a good athlete, but I was skinny as a board. So skinny. So, when I was around 18, I tried to figure out, how can I get bigger? You know, I want to look like these guys I see in movies and these action stars, these guys I see on covers of magazines. I did it all wrong. I used to eat, like tuna and some broccoli, 4 or 5 times a day, mixed with a protein shake, and I expected that I was just going to get really big, like the guys that I saw in magazines and whatnot. Just doesn't work that way. It takes a long time. You gotta eat really, according to your specific goals and your body types and your body, for whatever a goal is. So I'll go into a bulk for 3 to 6 months, and then I trim down. But I never allow my body fat to get over about 12%. So even when I'm eating like this, my body fat doesn't get higher than about 12%. I always can see my abs. When they start slipping too much, then I get back into a cut, which is typically about 3 to 6 months. So I'll go into a really heavy, no cardio, and then I'll add a little bit of cardio back in, more high intense, mixed with still, eating 4,500 or so during my cut, but a little bit healthier, less cheat meals, less calories per meal. And but I still eat anywhere between 6 and 10 meals a day. So that's how I'm getting it done. A lot of people ask about my nutrition and my diet. I don't talk about it a lot because I know it's very confusing to a lot of people. They're going, I'm having to eat chicken and broccoli, and but we all have different bodies, and so how we eat and how we train are going to be specific to that. So that's why I did all this, other than trying to challenge myself to eat a super monster burrito, which doesn't make me feel that great right this moment. but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. All right, you're either gonna go 0 or you're gonna go 100%. I don't do anything in between. So, anyways, all right, guys, check out Hitchfit.com for more recipes, workouts. We got workout routines on there. We have all sorts of information, inspirational stuff, transformations, all that. Check out Facebook /Hitchfit, Twitter /Hitchfit to contact me personally if you want to follow everything that we got going on. I will never video this ever again. That was too much food, but it's what I needed to do, and it made for a funny video. So you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.